Welcome back, everyone. This is Dave from the Corn Productions Deep Dive TV podcast, and my co-host Stacie, and we got special guest John here to talk about Sliders, season 3, episode 12, season's Greetings. And technically, because we're doing this for the Fandom Entanglement 12 Slides at Christmas, we are technically also guest stars as well.
Yeah.
So this is going to drop on Damon's channel, Fandom Entanglement, as well as our own channel. So if you're on the Fandom Entanglement podcast, you should come check us out at Corn Productions Deep Dive TV podcast on YouTube. If you're on our channel, you should go check out Fandom Entanglement and vice versa. All right.
Yeah, and if you like Sliders,
yes,
definitely check them out
because
that's what they're doing right now. They're covering all the episodes.
Right.
We're just visiting one for this.
we currently are not covering Sliders. Eventually we will. It'll get to the point where we are actually talking episode by episode. But for now, this is like a random one-off for us.
For Christmas!
Yes.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas. You know what? It feels like just yesterday that it was Thanksgiving. Literally, because as we were recording this, it were 3 days from Thanksgiving, and just yesterday we recorded.
You're ruining the time travel magic.
I'm sorry. Okay.
So yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yep, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. Season's greetings.
Yes.
Greetings.
So the episode's description reads as follows: the Sliders visit a world where Christmas is purely commercial. You mean our world? And malls house people. Well, we don't do that here, but anyway. The episode is written by Eleah Horwitz, 3 episodes in total, the last of which is this season's The Breeder. That's an unfortunate way to end for her. The episode is directed by Richard Compton, 12 episodes from season 2 through 5, 61 credits, including episodes of The X-Files and The Lone Gunman. Yes. Before we go further, I'll tell you a couple things. One, this is not a sport-free podcast. If you haven't watched the episode, I highly recommend you go check it out and then come back and give us a listen. Secondly, if you're listening to one of the platforms this podcast is now available on, including the Fandom Entanglement, please follow and feel free to check out our YouTube channel, Core Productions, where additional content can be discovered. If you're already on our YouTube channel, please like, share, and comment, and subscribe to our channel. All right, so Stacie, your thoughts on this week's episode?
Well, nothing says winter holidays like corporate greed and indentured servitude, right? So as far as like things we could talk about for the holidays, this is just all the cozy feels, right?
Right, absolutely. You know, it's kind of funny because this is supposed to be like a parody of like, corporate greed and Christmas being highly commercialized. It doesn't feel like a parody anymore. It feels like we're copying real life.
It's not far off.
Yeah, other than a few, details.
Right. Was that your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's a fun episode. If you really like this episode, definitely make sure you check out Fandom Entanglement because there's a lot of this episode happening right now over there.
All right, John, your thoughts?
I've been a Sliders fan from way back, so getting a chance to talk about one with you guys is such a treat. To your point, though, Dave, malls should house people. We've got lots of abandoned malls out there that should be converted to housing for people who need it. But
absolutely,
as for the episode in its total, this is one of the last adventures we had with the OG Slider crew. I don't want to spoil a 30-year-old television show, but Professor Arturo dies in the next couple of episodes. Wade gets kidnapped by the Cro-Mags. Sorry, spoilers.
And that technically doesn't happen until season 4, but yeah.
Season 4 moves over to Sci-Fi Channel from Fox, and we get a whole new crew, including Quinn's brother Charlie, played by the guy's actual brother. Which is, I don't know. Fans were divisive about those, but I liked them. I really liked this episode. Some good guest stars, some great, societal messages about the state of consumerism in our world. And I'm sure we'll talk much more about that.
Absolutely. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty solid episode. Probably no, not probably. It is definitely one of the last solid episodes of the season, and you could argue for the series. I mean, it really, I don't know. I'm sure there's some diamonds in the rough in season 4 and season 5, but this is like pretty much the
Not in
last.
season
Yeah,
5.
right. Not season
Definitely
5.
not in season 5.
You don't think there's anything worthwhile watching in season 5 at all?
Maybe the last episode just
Okay.
to wrap it up. But I mean, when with O'Connell gone,
Yes. Yes.
what else do you have? I mean, you just have Rembrandt left,
Right. Basically.
really. And like, hey, I'm a Clevant Derrick stan, but I don't think he carried the show all by himself.
No, yeah, I mean, I would have to actually watch season 5 again, which I don't have really any particular
Why,
desire to do
why
so.
would you do that to yourself?
I'm sure there's some worthwhile things in that season, but yeah, as for the rest of this season, it's gonna go into B minus sci-fi schlock. You know, I'm all for sci-fi schlock. I really am. You know, there's some use for that. It's just not what I watch Sliders for. You know, I watched Sliders for the, for the characters and for the commentary about, society and various worlds and exploring these worlds and the sci-fi
Mhm.
concepts, not for the crap that we're going to be getting towards the end of the season.
And
Uh,
that was the big
right,
clash
right,
during production, what
hmm
caused Tracy Torme to leave the show he created.
right.
It's
Uh,
unfortunate.
I think there's only one episode left that I can consider really good, and that'd be Murder Most of Foul. After that, I don't know how you feel about the 2-part episode where Arturo dies, but some of that's pretty good. Some of it's like, but yeah.
It
Uh,
kind of shocked me the first time I saw it. I was like, oh
mhm.
my God, they're just killing him off like that? Okay.
It's a pretty miserable death. I mean,
Yeah,
if they wanted to get rid of him, I don't know why they didn't just use the disease that they
right.
introduced towards the beginning of the season. But we're getting into territory we don't really belong in.
Yes, let's talk about season's greetings, shall
Right.
we?
Do we have any other further thoughts before moving into the scene by scene? Either one of you?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So the episode begins with the sliders. Quinn Mallory, Wade Wells, Professor Arturo, Rembrandt Brown sliding after an adventure in which they had to run for their lives thanks to Wade smiling at one of the natives.
Yeah, they were in a jungle world full of pygmies. Is how they described it.
Quinn is played by Jerry O'Connell, 137 credits, including Stand By Me, Kangaroo Jack, and 10 episodes of Billions.
He was also in 3 episodes of Big Bang Theory and My Secret Identity.
John, do you know him from anywhere else?
Yes, he plays the commander on Star Trek Lower
That's
Decks.
right. Yeah.
He's the first officer.
Yep. I didn't make note of that because I figured someone else would say it. But
Someone must have,
right.
yes.
We only
Yes.
pick like 3 credits for each person, so usually there's tons more too that could be talked about.
I mean, you gotta reference Kangaroo Jack in there. You
Right.
really do.
Of course. And you know, it's funny. I've never actually seen that movie. I just thought the trailer looked ridiculous, but I never actually watched the movie.
If you've seen
Did you?
Kangaroo Jack, comment below and let us know what you think.
Wade is played by Sabrina Lloyd, 34 credits, including Sports Night, an episode of Superboy, and 11 episodes of Ed.
She was in 13 episodes of Numbers, Fatherhood, and her last credit was in 2013, The Pretty One.
You got anything, John? Oh.
I just love Sports Night and
An Aaron Sorkin show.
the evolution from having a laugh track multicam sitcom to by the end it was single camera, no studio audience, and just seeing the transition slowly toward that was fascinating. You don't see that in network TV or anywhere.
Arturo is played by John Rhys Davies, 274 credits, including the Lord of the Rings movies, 2 episodes of Star Trek Voyager, and The Living Daylights, a James Bond film.
Of course, we have also Indiana Jones.
Of course.
He was in 3 episodes of Once Upon a Time, and he narrated the 2023 Scrooge.
Hmm.
I didn't know that.
John, you got anything?
Just that I believe he played Da Vinci in
Yes. Yes.
Voyager,
Uh-huh.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Hologram version of Da Vinci.
Hmm.
Rembrandt is played by Clement Derricks, 39 credits, including 2 episodes of Moonlighting, an episode of Roseanne, and an episode of Cold Case.
Let's see. He was also in Carnival of Souls, an episode of Charmed, and 5 episodes of The Wedding Bells.
You know him from anywhere else, John?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact.
You do,
This is a
okay.
fun story of mine. In 2005, I believe it was, I grew up on Long Island, New York, so every year we would go to see a Broadway show, and or maybe it was '06. Anyway, I got to pick the show, and it was called Brooklyn the Musical, and
Okay.
Clement Derricks was in it. Well, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go see it. So I took my whole class to go see this show that had gotten poor reviews and was already closing because I wanted to see Clement Derricks on stage. And then he came out, of the stage door, and I shouted, "I loved you in Sliders." And he went, "Yeah." So that's my Clement Derricks story.
Nice. You really are a Clement Derricks stan.
Love him.
All right. So they are all complaining about running for their lives thanks to Wade. Wade spots a chapel. They all go to say thanks for getting out of that last world alive. Wade splits off from the group. Arturo is approached by a woman and asked to hold a baby so she can light a candle. Professor Arturo claims to have recently delivered a baby. Does anybody know what the heck he's talking about there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which episode is he referring to?
It's Rembrandt's baby.
Yeah.
Delivered. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot about that.
It's been a minute.
Yes. So, this is Carol, played by Jacqueline Orbiter, 70 credits, including an episode of Tracker, an episode of Frasier, The Revival, and 80 episodes of NYPD Blue.
She also was in a film called Palm Springs, which is a fun kind of time loop movie.
Oh, okay.
That I didn't know going in. That's what it was.
Gotcha.
Happy accidents.
The 3 male sliders are distracted by the baby until Wade returns, and then they notice the mother is gone. Arturo hands the baby to Wade, and they all run all over the place looking for the mother to no avail. If I were Wade, I would not trust Arturo handing the baby over. I mean, that just happened to Arturo. Now she's going to end up getting stuck with it. And then we have our credits.
He does see where Carol goes. That's kind of important.
Oh, okay.
He sees her get on a bus that's
Yep.
headed for the Sky High Plaza.
Gotcha. Okay.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have known where to go
Yeah,
next.
I guess I missed that little detail.
He saw her getting on the bus, but
Gotcha.
tried chasing after it. It didn't stop.
I wasn't totally sure how he even knew where she was going, but yeah. So after the credits, a priest talks of turning the baby over to welfare, but Arturo suggests that they might be able to find the mother and thinks she might be working in the Sky High Plaza. The priest here is played by Paul Messenger, 22 credits, including 20th Century Woman, 1 episode of Party of 5, and Killer Single Dad.
This was actually his very first credit, this episode.
Was he? Okay.
And he was also in
Killer Single Dad?
Yes.
Is he like a really cool single dad, or has he actually
I didn't really look into the credit. I just shouted it out because killer single
Cool
dad.
name.
I'll have to look into that a little bit more. But yeah, so he's either the killer or a really cool happening dad.
I'm gonna guess a killer.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we go back to the opening credits real quick? There's something that I want to point out that you probably did notice.
Okay.
That every time I watch it, I can't help but notice there's like a dig at Quantum Leap, I think.
Okay.
Every single time, because it starts out with Quinn narrating, and he says, "What if you could slide between totally different worlds?" And he specifically says, "Where it's the same time and you're the same person, but everything else is different." Like that must have been like the specific log line or elevator pitch. Like it's like Quantum Leap, but not at all,
Right.
And there's a team
Yeah.
and everything. And every time I'm watching, I'm like, that's like they're trying to just be like, it's not like this, but it sort of is.
Yeah, it's funny how often Sliders gets compared to Quantum Leap, and I don't really feel like they're the same series at all,
No.
other than in somewhat involving time travel. I guess.
I think it's just we're pretty much the same audience,
Basically,
right?
Yes.
yeah,
It would definitely attract the same type of person, which checks
right,
out.
yeah.
There's only one person I know who's a Quantum Leap fan and not a Sliders fan.
Oh yes, yes, we know this person. Yes, that would be Brian Green, of course. Not to throw him under the bus
But
or
I
anything.
heard he's doing an episode of this though.
Is he?
Brian doesn't like sliders?
He
He's
doesn't.
never watched it.
I'll throw him under the bus for that.
So so the story, as I understand it, is he was supposed to be part of Fandom Entanglement Sliders, because of course he was part of Fandom Entanglement Quantum Leap. Sat down to watch the pilot and he went, nope.
He couldn't
You
stand
can't
Jerry
judge a
O'Connell's
show by
face.
its pilot.
He doesn't like Jerry O'Connell. Yeah,
Oh,
he
well,
couldn't do it.
if you don't like Jerry O'Connell, you can't get past much, I guess. Maybe
But
he'll love season 5.
what I heard, maybe right,
Yeah.
no Jerry O'Connell in that one.
What did you hear?
I heard that he's doing an episode of 12 Slides of Christmas. So we'll
Okay.
get to hear his take on this episode without having seen any else of the series. So that'll be interesting to hear.
Who's he doing that with?
With Damon and Mike
Damon. Okay.
and
Gotcha.
MJ, the
Okay.
original Phantom Entanglement
Oh, okay.
Sliders
That's
group.
right.
If that, their plans come through the way
Right.
they had planned. Which you probably know already because it probably already happened.
Yes. Arturo says they leave in 2 days and implores the priest to give them the time to find the mother. The priest agrees, and the baby is left with them.
I found this whole thing really weird.
Yeah, the beginning of this episode is the weakest point for me.
I mean, first of all, you're left wondering at this point, why is he getting so involved? Well, we get an answer to that later, but still, it's just so against his character. He's always the one that's like, don't get involved, mind your business.
Yeah.
Why are we not like calling the police?
Right.
Or doing something with this child? We're just like, hey, priest, hang on to this baby for a couple days. We'll get back to you.
Well,
because we have anything to do with this.
Well, yeah, for one, I did find it odd that this was an Arturo story until they explained it late in the episode. Like maybe this should be a Wade story or a Quinn story or even a Remy story. Like having this be about Arturo just seems kind of weird. But I mean, it does get explained later.
It does get explained, but it wasn't enough of an explanation to when I watched it this time. I didn't still go, why are we doing this?
Right.
This doesn't fit.
Well, everybody's got something to do in this episode, which I think is fun.
Yeah.
Usually they're scrambling to find everybody something to do, but everybody fits into somewhere.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we cut to a shot of the Sky High Mall, which is a pretty cool shot.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's awesome.
From the ground, which is, like I said, just really cool looking. To get there, you have to go up this really long escalator.
And it's literally like in the clouds.
On the way up, Arturo grouses about a world that holds shopping in higher esteem than motherhood. And again, this is just, I get the sentiment. It's just weird coming from him specifically.
Right.
I
mean, would that again not just be our world?
Right. I mean, basically. Wade to Quinn suggests that Arturo might know the mother and the child from their world, which would explain his obsession with her. Quinn doesn't think that's it.
I mean, also, he couldn't know the baby from their world because they've been gone longer than that baby is old.
Right.
Right. Yes. Because it's the same time and you're the same person.
Right. So they hear an announcement about instant credit loans available to buy Christmas presents. Rembrandt sees this as a new low for the Christmas spirit. And as they get to the mall, we hear more loudspeaker announcements about starting Christmas shopping for next year. And also, it's not just a mall. It's also where they have homes and schools,
hospitals
even.
Yeah, it's a whole isolated town basically.
Arturo, that escalator, by the way, that is at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Okay.
And it separates the upper lot from the lower lot. The lower lot has those big rides like Jurassic Park and The Mummy and Transformers. The upper lot has all like the more classic littler things. And I noticed it right away. I'm like, that's got to be Universal. And of course, Google helped me. Google confirmed that for me. So if you watch this and you've been there, you will recognize it immediately. It is indeed that long. They didn't have to like splice it or anything. It's a huge escalator.
Yeah, I was thinking as they were going up that there's not a chance in heck that I would ever go up it.
I don't even like regular escalators. So
So Arturo thinks he spots the woman, but he just ends up embarrassing himself. I can relate. Uh, Suddenly, exciting music plays as a dude's bracelet is lit up who's on the run. He's tackled and taken away. The sliders note this, but Arturo couldn't care less. He's basically like on his own thing. He doesn't care about the scene that happened in front of him.
yeah, he's very one
Right.
track mind right
Yep.
now. He said he's going to head to the HR office to find this woman.
The other sliders attempt to get food, but it fails because they have cash and they don't accept that. Only credit cards and Plaza Club cards.
They only take the Plaza Club debit card, so it's like the mall's own debit card. So she tells them like, "Hey, you can get jobs though. We're hiring, and then you'll get a debit card." So is the only way to get a debit card to work here?
I guess
It seems
so.
like everybody works there who
Like,
lives
how-
there.
How does that work for people just coming to shop? Because obviously we want
Mhm.
people to come shop, and
Right.
there's the escalator. So it's not like we're completely sealed off from other people.
So
Maybe that's the quickest way to get it.
Like, you'd think they'd just be handing out the debit cards. Like, here,
Right.
take a debit card. But no, you have to get a job here in order to spend money here. We won't take your cash.
I don't remember debit cards being such a huge thing in 1996. I remember like cash cards. You could go to the bank, get cash out with the card, but I don't remember being able to use it, at least as ubiquitously as they have today. I mean, credit cards have always been a thing, but debit cards, I think,
They
they
call
were on
it a
the cutting
debit
edge.
card, but I
Yeah.
feel like they mean a credit card, right? Because
Well,
the whole
if
thing is
your
everybody's getting in
credits,
debt.
if the 200 credits you get a day are going on your Plaza card, then that's debit right there.
Right. But then they're also spending $100,000 more.
Don't ask me, ask Eleah, whoever.
All right, we'll do. I'm sure we can find her easily enough. The waitress is apologetic, but suggests getting a job. And oh, look, it's the assistant manager who happens to be Kelly Wells.
Hang on. Let's talk about this girl first.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I have her somewhere.
This is
I thought,
Ginny.
but
You probably have her later.
probably.
This is Ginny. She's played by Jodie Curtis. Her only other credit besides this is a 2003 film called Jimmy Bones.
Jimmy Bones.
Uh-huh.
So Kelly Wells and her father, Don Wells. This is, of course, Wade's sister and father, but not from Wade's world. And Wade can't deal with this right now, so she just ends up walking away. Kelly is played by Chase Masterson, 68 credits, including Lita on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. She reprised that role in Star Trek Online, and she was also in Star Trek Lower Decks.
Mm-hmm.
And she also does some things in the Doctor Who franchise.
Okay.
I saw.
Are you familiar
And
with
lots
her?
of other voice work.
Are you familiar with her from anywhere else, John?
Not really anywhere else.
Other than
I
Lita?
do know her best as Lita on Deep Space Nine. She at this point she already made I think 3 or so appearances on Deep Space Nine. At this time, I believe she was still a romantic interest for Dr. Bashir,
Oh,
but
that's
she
right.
ends up with Rom, Quark's brother, who owns the bar. So she's Nog's stepmom, I guess. Anyway, Chase comes to Star Trek Las Vegas every year, and she hosts like panels and stuff, and she even does a little bartending. It's a lot of fun. She is a sweetheart. Love Chase
So you
Masterson.
actually got a chance to meet her.
Yes.
Awesome.
She
How many
won't
times-
remember me, but
Right. Kind of like us and Scott Bakula.
yeah.
So
At this point, Scott doesn't know you guys.
right,
He has our t-shirt.
right. He
I'm
does.
very curious if he took it home with him.
I mean, he probably like left it somewhere, but yeah. So Don Wells is played by Alan Williams, 103 credits, including an episode of Cheers, one episode of the Rockville Files, and 2 episodes of Magnum PI. He died on May 26th, 2019, at the age of 74.
He also was in 10 episodes of Days of Our Lives, an episode of Party of Five, and 95 episodes of Lou Grant,
Oh,
which
okay.
of course is a spinoff from the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Which I always found interesting because you always have seen the Mary Tyler Moore Show in syndication from Nick at Night to now it's been on like MeTV and things like that. You never see Lou Grant in syndication. I've never seen an episode of Lou Grant. He moves from TV in Minneapolis to running a newspaper in Los Angeles, and it went from half-hour sitcom to hour-long drama. Lou Grant was an hour-long drama.
I don't
And
think I
yet,
ever saw that series.
no, I would love to see Lou Grant.
The Mary Tyler Moore Show had many spin-offs. Like every character got a spin-off.
Yep. Rhoda and Phyllis got their own shows.
So my next note here is funny, so I'm just going to read it. Sabrina doesn't want to be seen by them because this isn't her family. What I mean to say, of course, is Wade doesn't want to be seen by them, and it is actually not Sabrina's family.
It's not Sabrina's family,
okay.
no.
So a typo that is kind of humorous. Professor happens into the scene with what he was looking for. Rembrandt moseys over and says they got jobs. Kelly introduces herself to Arturo, and then Wade turns around expecting to be recognized, but isn't. So what's worse? Being recognized and having this not be your family, or not being recognized at all?
I guess it would depend on what happens after you're recognized, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, then you guys have to explain who you are and how you're here because you look exactly like her sister, but you're obviously not her sister.
Right. So Arturo, dressed as Santa, is determined to find the mom. Quinn asks Wade if she's okay. She says she must not exist on this world, and she doesn't know why she feels this way. Quinn said she wanted to be recognized because then maybe she could have spent a real Christmas with them. Wade said she's never gonna spend Christmas with her family again. Quinn insists that they will get home. Wade asks when, and the answer to that question is never.
Well, she's gonna get home.
Fair enough. She does get home, just not the way you want to. She doesn't
want to. I don't think.
No.
But unfortunate.
Yeah. And
she should have just stayed right here in the mall.
Yeah, she should.
Just stop right here. This is your best jumping off point, I promise.
The one frustrating thing about the series, there's more than a few, is the fact that every single cast exit is absolutely miserable. Like every single one of them gets a miserable send-off.
Yep.
So their new boss is threatening them with being fired for being.
Well, this is actually not the boss.
Oh yeah, this is like the instructor.
This is the instructor. Right. Do you have him?
I thought I did, but I guess I don't.
The instructor's played by Stuart Fratkin, who is a Quantum Leap person.
Is he?
Oh.
Yes. He played Hags in Animal Frat.
Okay.
And he was also.
I'm sure we all remember all the frat brothers in Animal Frat.
He was also in 3 episodes of Judging Amy. Not to give spoilers for that other episode of this Fandom Entanglement series, but Brian was talking to me while he was watching this episode, and he instantly recognized him.
Yeah.
Wow,
he goes, "Oh,
really?
this episode has a guy from Quantum Leap. I've talked to him."
Oh, nice.
I went, okay.
You would hope of all people to recognize a Quantum Leap actor, it would be Brian.
You would think so.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't know that. So this was before I was doing my notes. So then when I was doing my notes, I'm like looking for a Quantum Leap person. And it's like, oh, it's this one guy that has like 3 lines. That's who we recognize like so instantly.
Right.
Okay.
So he tells them that they're required to spend $80 a day, but they get to keep $20. This includes food.
They make $200.
Okay.
$100 goes to housing.
Right.
Which means they're paying $3,000 a month for housing per person.
Expensive.
In the 90s.
That's pretty high.
That's
inflation.
a lot.
Then it's Los Angeles.
Of the other 100,
San Francisco.
they have to spend 80, and they're allowed to keep $20 a day.
But the 80 can be spent on something like food.
It
right?
said you can spend it on anything.
Okay.
Which is I get really confused watching this episode as we go on because I don't understand how everybody has so much debt, but at the same time there's a problem because they're forced to spend money and they're not spending enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the only time that comes up was with that the waitress, I think.
Yeah, so Ginny gets in trouble for that her spending is down. But at the same time, everybody's in debt. So you're spending too much, you're not spending enough. Like,
right.
How are both of these a problem?
I'm not sure. Well, they want you to be in debt because they want
you to be in debt, right?
Yeah.
But I don't understand how you're not spending enough money but yet nobody has any money. In order to not have the money, that means you're spending the money.
Right.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know many TV writers who have a degree in economics.
I have a degree in economics.
Oh,
you a TV writer?
congratulations.
I'm not a TV writer.
Okay. All right. So they are told not to stand between the kids and the monitors. That's grounds for termination. Kelly and Quinn talk, and Quinn flirts with her right in front of Wade. Come on, Wade is right there.
I mean, it's season 3.
Okay,
That-
they didn't
cool.
care
That
about
ship
that
has
anymore.
sailed.
Yeah. So she has a new offer for him because he's cute. Plaza President Ted is impressed that Kelly managed to get a whole new crew so fast. He's played by Neil Roberts, 46 credits, including 7 episodes of Doctors, which has come up in our podcast before, and an episode of Babylon 5, and 6 episodes of Charmed.
He also was in 2 episodes of Beverly Hills 90210 and 4 episodes of EastEnders.
He tells the Sliders that the last crew didn't measure up. He hopes they will do better. Kelly tells Ginny, the waitress, that she has not been spending enough of her money. Ginny says her mom has been sick, but Kelly doesn't care. She's being docked for 3 weeks of pay. How is she going to then spend money if she's being docked for 3 weeks? But I mean, I guess she just sends her into debt.
Yeah, so Kelly says her spending's at 48%. And she said she's using the money for her mother's prescriptions. But here's
Get the prescriptions
again,
filled at the mall. Come
right.
on.
The mall has hospitals. It's definitely got pharmacies. Why can that not count towards spending?
That's a good question.
Bizarre, isn't it?
I don't understand the situation.
Unless the hospitals up here suck and she had to go down and, to a better hospital, maybe.
But she's just trying to get prescriptions. I'm sure you can get them here.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. That would
They said
sense.
you can spend the money on anything. Is there a big asterisk after that?
I guess so. So her father doesn't like what he sees. Arturo as Santa is sitting with a bratty kid who wants all sorts of toys. He suggests some of the other things, like something stimulating for the mind. The kid says if he does not give him what he wants, they will know, and he indicates to camera. Arturo says, very well, but first a story about a rotten bratty kid. Rembrandt, meanwhile, is singing a song. He thinks it's a catchy tune. Wade says, sure, if you're into the completely corrupting of Christmas. And he continues to sing while Wade continues to look unimpressed. But you got to admire his singing voice, which comes up multiple times in this episode.
So the kid,
Always.
I think that's the character of Jason.
Yeah.
I never heard them say his name, so I'm not positive. But I didn't find anybody else named Jason. So I think it's this kid, played by Sean Flynn. And this is his first credit. So that would make sense. It's the kid.
Right.
And he was in 51 episodes of Zoe 101. As well as playing the same character in other Zoe 101 projects in the franchise.
Hey, good for him.
Yeah, he made a career out of it. Is he still acting?
I don't know.
Okay. So Santa continues to tell the kid the story, the moral of which Santa doesn't give presents to bad kids. He tells the kid to run off and tell his friends about this story. He soon recognizes the woman, who turns out to be Carol. He tries to convince her to do the right thing, but she thinks that this is the right thing. As long as this is on her wrist, she has one of those wrist thingies.
She's in debt.
Yep. This is what's best for her son. She shoves a cart in front of the professor and gets away from him.
Almost like she's done this before.
Yeah.
She knows exactly what to do.
She expertly did that. So Rembrandt finds Arturo and asks him if he's okay. And nope, the professor is not okay, saying this is a despicable world with greedy kids and mothers who think nothing of abandoning their infants. Everything here is fake, including himself. He's perpetuating a fraud on the kids. Rembrandt says the last story he heard wasn't perpetuating a fraud. Arturo asks, do you think the kid even heard him? Remy says he might have. Arturo doesn't think so. Remy thinks he needs to keep trying, and then suddenly the kid comes back and doesn't want to be brought coal for Christmas because he broke his brother's toy, said he would replace it. He never did.
Yeah, so he comes to him with a confession and says, please give me toys. I don't want coal. So he heard him, the moral of the story, is the message got through to this greedy child.
And Remy says telling the truth put him on the good list. Arturo concurs, and the kid wants to hear more stories, and Arturo agrees. Quinn admires Arturo from afar, with Remy and Wade, who now has basically they have a crowd of kids around Arturo now who are listening to these stories. They can't get enough of him. The bracelets, according to Quinn, are a monitoring system that doesn't let you go out of approved zones, and if you do go out of those zones, you get a shock.
Yeah, so Kelly gave Wade a better job, right? So he's working in the office now, so he's able to snoop around. It's very convenient that he got access to the office.
All he has to do is bat his pretty little eyes, and that was enough.
So he's learning all of this because he's snooping around. So if the bracelets prevent you from leaving, how did Carol leave to drop her baby off?
That's a good question.
We hear later that like somebody helped her, but
maybe churches are approved zones, religious expressions sort of thing.
So you're allowed to go down the stairs, but only so far away.
I mean,
sure,
it's possible.
It's possible.
I mean, the shuttle took her there, so probably only where the shuttle goes. Like you're allowed designated zones off of the shuttle.
But if you don't come back,
right? Maybe you have a time limit.
Must be a time limit or something. That's why she was in such a rush to give the professor the baby.
All right. So if you can't pay your debt on demand, you end up forced to wear one of these things. Forced to live and work here until your debt is paid off, which is going to be the 12th of Never. Quinn gives Arturo a list of names, which is about 42 for Arturo to find Carol.
42 women named Carol who work here and wear bracelets.
Wow.
So a lot of people work here, is what I'm hearing from that.
Wade is an overwhelming amount of Carols, which
yeah, it's kind of crazy.
In there,
if there's already 42 Carols, I mean, I gotta wonder how many other names have like a bunch of anyway. So Wade is approached by her father, who helps her pick up food that he ends up knocking over. He doesn't know that Wade is his daughter from another dimension, but he does think she looks very similar to Kelly. Wade tries to say goodnight. She's trying to get out of the situation, but her father offers her dinner to make up for the dinner that she just dropped.
Yeah, I'd be worried that he's trying to hit on her.
Yeah.
Like he just invited you to dinner. Like, you know, this is your dad. He doesn't know that.
Right.
The situation's a little weird.
A little weird.
That he's just inviting this girl to dinner.
Yeah. So Remy is writing a Christmas list while watching commercials. Arturo calls him out on his behavior, but Remy shoos him away and basically acts like an a-hole. Quinn talks about Christmas feeling empty because of his dad dying. He tells a story about a pathetic Christmas tree that Charlie wouldn't even want, Charlie Brown. He's telling Kelly this story. Kelly, of course, doesn't get the reference, but he felt his dad cut the tree down for him. He came across a tree that he felt his dad cut down for him because it was one of these pathetic trees. And at that point, it didn't feel so empty for him.
Yeah, so Charlie Brown doesn't exist here.
Right.
That's their whole problem.
Right.
It's so weird.
More Charlie Brown.
If they had Charlie Brown, they wouldn't be in this predicament. But yeah, the whole point of this is they're both like bonding over having lost a parent while they were young.
You have something to say, John?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, just agreeing and going along.
Gotcha. Ted tells Kelly that he's getting a promotion and is excited. He wants to bring Kelly with him. And Quinn, during this, just kind of walks away from the situation. He seems disappointed. So dinner with Wade and Don, her dad, she finds out that his wife died in childhood along with their second child.
In childbirth?
Childbirth, yes.
It'd be really weird if she died when she was a child.
Right.
She has a child.
I wouldn't put it past Don.
Okay, my note was along with their second child, so they died at the same time. Yeah.
Difference between childhood and childbirth.
Where did they? Okay, anyway. So
yeah, she's
if you say so.
She's looking at a Christmas ornament, which is a picture of Liz, the mom. Now, if you look at this picture, it's just a picture of the woman. But Dawn is like, oh, that's Liz, and the kid is Kelly. There's no kid in that picture. It's just a picture of a woman. It's like a headshot.
An invisible picture?
Also, she's blonde.
Okay.
I would have expected them to use a redhead for this picture since both daughters have red hair.
I mean, maybe she dyed her hair.
I mean, she could have dyed her hair, but
Right.
like if we're just placing a picture of this relative, you'd think that they'd make it look like the kids, especially since the whole point is you look so much like her.
Right. Okay. Don says he sees Kelly and thinks of his wife, and so does Wade. Wade says it's her eyes, and then realizes she said the wrong thing and covers herself with a small lie. Arturo finds Carol and begs for 15 minutes of her time. Meanwhile, Don continues to talk about Kelly as he makes dinner. He regrets coming to live here. Wade suggests leaving, but Don is in debt up to his ears, and besides, she and loves working for Ted. Ted seems to fill the void that he can't. Wade says the only way he loses her is if he gives up. Remy comes home and finds Remy going nuts wrapping presents. Quinn thinks something's wrong with him.
You said that weird too.
What did I say?
I don't know. You used Rembrandt's name twice in the sentence. One of them was Quinn.
Right. Quinn comes home. Anyway.
We don't have two Rembrandts in this story. No doubles in this one.
Quinn thinks something's wrong with him. Remy isn't hearing him and gets angry with Quinn, who's trying to stop him from buying more things that he doesn't need to be buying.
Well, yeah, he said he has to go buy more gifts for Wade because he doesn't have as many gifts for her as everybody else. And you know what bothers me is Quinn doesn't say the one thing he should be saying is you cannot take any of this stuff with you when you slide.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
they never take anything with them.
We don't need more presents. But how about like the fact that you cannot just take like all the like they don't take anything with them, first of all, which is weird.
Right. Yeah.
But they're certainly not taking all this crap with them.
I mean, they could take some things for sure, but yeah, definitely not all of it.
They don't take the things they need, even though they have different clothes every slide.
Like every leap.
Yeah.
I caught myself.
Good one.
Well, what I found the most interesting about this part was it sort of came out of nowhere. I don't recall seeing any sort of lead up to Rembrandt getting hypnotized by the subliminal message. It was just all of a sudden he's like, I got all this stuff, guys. It's
well,
like,
in the last scene he was in, where he was being kind of stupid. He was writing a Christmas list.
Oh yeah.
And
there was that.
You could hear the ads were playing in the background. You could hear them.
There must have been something else written or something filmed that's maybe closed the gap on that they're like, yeah, we got no time for this.
Well, why is it affecting him?
That's what I was just
and nobody
else. Right. He's the only one that gets affected.
Because he's just staring at the TV and nobody else cares.
Right. Okay. So where was I? Okay. Remy finds Wade and grouses about cue ball. Wade had a great dinner with her dad. She could almost close her eyes and pretend he doesn't know, or pretend that he does actually know who she is. Arturo talks with Carol. She uses her available credit to get to the flats so that she'd give up her son, so he would not be a prisoner like she is. Arturo says, nope, he'll just know the horror of being abandoned, which is so much better. Arturo tells her a story about being in World War II and a bombing that killed his two aunts and his mother. And basically, the mother threw herself over Arturo to save him. They didn't know who he was, so he was put in an orphanage until his father returned from a war to find him. All right, this is a little bit of dark backstory that we're suddenly adding at the 11th hour to Arturo's character.
Yeah.
Like he's literally episodes from being dead.
Right.
And we're adding this at the last minute, basically. And
it's like we're only adding this to explain his behavior here.
Yeah, basically.
Instead of his behavior here making sense because of something we already know about him.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The whole episode, you're like, why is he acting? This is so out of character for the professor. And then you find out, but
also, like, it's not the same
trauma.
Thing. His problem is with this woman abandoning her child. He wasn't abandoned. His mom died. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not
necessarily for a little person. I believe they're called babies. You really can't. You have no mental capacity to compartmentalize those things. It's all the same thing. His mother's gone. It doesn't matter how she left, she's gone.
But like, he's not a child. He is a very smart older gentleman.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. When you have something from childhood that like something that formed in your mind, even into adulthood, that stuff still sticks with you.
I can see him being affected by it, but by this particular situation clicking so fast and so deep in him, I just don't feel like this. I don't feel like there's enough.
Okay, think about it this way. His mother died trying to save him. This mother is still alive and capable, and he finds it despicable that this alive mother doesn't want to be with her child. Like, we must right this wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense. Any other thoughts, Stacie? Any rebuttals?
I just feel like it's the setup for the whole episode, but at the same time, it's like the B or almost the C plot.
Mm.
Like, for this to be what we're basing the whole thing around, it feels like they should have done more with it. More than just
Exposition
these
and
3
episodic
lines
television is
of
always
here's
tricky.
my history and here's why this is happening.
Yep.
All right, fair enough. Carol pleads that she is going to pay off her debt and get her son back. Arturo yells at her to wake up. The system is set up so that she will never be able to do that. So unless they do something special, she will never get to see her child again. Arturo promises he will do everything he can to help her, and he tells her not to build any more debt until then. Arturo on the phone with the priest tells him that Carol wants to keep the baby. He has until tonight to fix that situation. Quinn says he'll find out what he can. Remy grouses about being late. On the way out, Quinn notices something about the TV that catches his attention. Her dad wishes Kelly a Merry Christmas. He tries to tell her that her mother is right, these malls destroy people, and that Ted is warping her sense of right and wrong. Kelly disagrees, and he's basically like, so being cold and heartless is her own choice? Kelly says sometimes her job stinks, but she wants to do better than food service manager. That's a nice little dig at her dad. Don says he wakes up in the morning and likes what he sees. Can you say the same thing? Kelly says that Ted is getting promoted and she's going with him. Her dad says if she's going to pursue her dreams, he fully supports that. But if she's just going to follow Ted and end up just like him, well, that breaks his heart.
Hell yeah, Don.
He offers up one more piece of advice. All these malls are the same. You're not going to find, you're not going to find something different anywhere else that you can't find right here. And Kelly ends up leaving in a huff. Wade finds Don, and he says he was wrong. It's not that he was gonna lose her; it's that he already has.
Mm.
Arturo discovers subliminal messages in the TV designed to get people to buy more and more. Quinn enters, and Remy ends up apologizing, and Quinn says, forget about it. Remy says, you know you got real friends when he tells you that you're being a jerk. And Quinn says you can count on all of us to do that, though, I mean, Arturo wasn't doing that, and he should have. Quinn finds the employees got a credit line from the same company, all of them from the same place.
Crescent Vista Funding.
Yeah. Carol is in for 6 figures. That's quite an amount of debt.
That's a big debt. At $20 a day.
Yeah. So they go back to Carol to let her know that they use subliminal messages and credit lines to support the habit. Arturo wants to fix things and gives her a hug. Arturo continues to tell his stories, and Ted finally notices. They have these cameras pointed at him, and it takes him this long to notice what he's doing.
At this point, he's doing it on purpose to set a distraction because they're trying to get him out of his office. So that's the whole point, is to...
He's kind of like escalated.
He's being over the top just to draw Ted out of his office to come harass him about what he's doing.
Okay.
So he's not just telling stories at this point. He's literally like preventing people from shopping.
Gotcha. All right. So Carol sneaks in Wade to Ted's office, and also Quinn is there. Wade attempts to break into the computer, but she trips a security alert. Kelly happens upon them as they try to leave. Quinn tries to convince her of the scam. Wade appeals to her with memories of childhood and outright tells her that she's the sister she never had. She brings up her first kiss, and this is enough for her to shut down the security. So 2 seconds of telling her that, hey, I'm your sister that you never knew from an alternate universe was enough to convince Kelly to like basically trade sides, basically change sides.
That could convince me.
She believed her story about who she is, and I think she knew if she didn't turn that alarm off right then, they were about to be arrested, and she can't even talk to her anymore.
So
she's buying time to like figure out what is going on here.
So turn off the alarm, have further conversation, and see if she can be even more convinced. That makes sense. Okay. So Arturo dissects a song.
They're doing the 12 Days of
okay,
Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. Arturo dissects a Christmas song and says that it's about buying too many gifts. When Ted finds them and offers to give them free snacks and video games, but the kids aren't interested. All right. In what universe would kids not be interested in free video games?
Because they've never heard Christmas stories before.
I got you, but video games.
They already own all video games.
All right. So Arturo says his world is over, but Ted fires them both. But Arturo keeps stirring things up to buy Wade some more time. So they keep muckraking, and he decides employees holding might be a better idea for the two of them. He asks Remy, can you pay your debt? And no, he can't.
Because remember, he bought a million Christmas gifts in the one day he's been here.
Yes. Arturo doesn't have this problem, but he's going to end up in the lockup anyway.
Yeah, they're like, well, we'll just arrest you without any reason then.
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah, there's no like, I don't know, there's no law against that, I guess, at this point.
I mean,
constitution.
He doesn't seem to care about
rights.
laws.
Right.
So.
Right. So they all end up looking up the files. This is Quinn, Kelly, and Wade. And they determine that he's a snake. They tell Kelly about the subliminal messages, and they find proof of this.
And that he specifically is behind Crescent Vista funding.
Kelly's disappointed and says that she was a part of this. Wade says she can be part of the solution. Kelly confronts Ted about the credit agency that he was behind and the subliminal messaging. Ted demands proof, and she has it. She has the flash drive or the thumb drive.
3.5-inch floppy it's on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot to see the 90s and not current day. She has this thanks to Quinn and Wade. Ted asks how she can do that to him. He offers to split them in, but the debts and the bracelets have already been destroyed and erased. Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, they managed to do all of. So we're intercepting, right? We've got he's taking them to lock up. They're coming from his office. They all meet in the middle of the mall. In the time it took them to walk from story time to here, they dismantled the whole system, turned off the bracelets, and ended it all.
Yeah. That was really quick.
That was really
minutes.
Quick, and
they only got 44 minutes and change.
It was a little too easy that she's just like, it's all gone. And also, why would you destroy all of that? Because now you have no proof that he did anything other than whatever's on this one disc, which he could just grab out of your hands and destroy. You just admitted that you erased it from everywhere else.
Fair enough. Quinn declares his career as history. Ted makes a run for it. Quinn punches him out, and the professor makes a lame joke. Better to give than to receive. Kelly and Dawn hug, and she apologizes, and they reconnect, and their relationship is all fixed now. Carol has her baby now. They're all together.
They're having a little Christmas. It's Christmas Eve, I think, at this point.
We'll get together.
Yeah. All of them. They're just best friends now.
Yep. Wade spends time with her family and Kelly, looking at pictures of her mother. Kelly says her father should know who she is. Wade doesn't want to do that to him, but when she's gone, she wants Kelly to explain the whole sliding thing. Okay, so
sure,
they're not going to explain it now, but soon they're all going to witness them sliding. And I remind you, at the end of this episode, nobody that doesn't know about sliding reacts to this in any kind of way. They're just like, oh, look, there's a portal.
Yeah, he's just standing on the porch drinking coffee.
Yeah, nothing unusual here. So yeah. Carol asked about Arturo's dad. Arturo says that they had many wonderful holidays together, and how in post-World War II England, there were really no toys. So his dad made him a toy car. His dad had tears in his eyes when he gave it to him, and Arturo knew that his dad was home and that he loved him, and that was the best gift. The baby cries. Arturo requests a song from Remy. Remy ends up singing Silent Night. Kelly takes pictures and has the and wishes them a Merry Christmas. Quinn says bye to Kelly. Arturo gives Carol a little kiss, and then Remy activates the timer, and they all slide away. Nobody is reacting to this whatsoever. Wade says goodbye to her family, and they all jump into the vortex, and that is where the episode ends.
It's a good lesson.
Yeah. So that was it. What do you guys think overall?
I was a little surprised by Arturo kissing Carol. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was strangely intimate.
When was their relationship romantic?
Well, I don't think it was a romantic kiss. Wasn't it like a,
It was a kiss.
where did he kiss her again?
Right on the lips.
Okay. Maybe
Wow.
that's what
It
was,
looked
but-
it looked like we missed something to me.
right. I mean, it seems like we missed a lot of things in this episode.
The professor's been sliding for like 2.5 years now. He needs the action where he can get it.
You
Fair enough.
pointed out how all four of them have things going on, and I think maybe that's the problem, is there wasn't enough room for 4 different stories to be happening at the same time.
Well, clearly some of them were a bit disjointed.
Mhm. Yeah, I think basically pretty much all the stories didn't get enough time because of this.
Mhm.
Like every single one of them feels like, okay, we didn't like really properly build this up because we don't have enough time to do it. So yeah.
It was jam-packed.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
All right. Any other thoughts before we conclude?
I'm gonna double down that this would have been a great place for Wade to stay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
now that we fixed the whole subliminal
Yeah.
messaging thing. Kelly's probably gonna run the place now.
Yep, you dismantled the debt system. Yeah, it's a family that she found. It would have been great. But her fate is TBD at this point. She don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this would definitely be a better fate than becoming a brain in a jar that she ends up in season 5 or whatever. Actually, I don't know. Was that season 5 or 4? I'm not even sure at this point, but it doesn't matter. Either way, it was
Who knows?
ridiculous. All right. We'd like to hear from you. What'd you think of this episode? What'd you think of this podcast? Stacie can be reached at.
I can be reached on Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at TV and Coupon Talk.
John can be reached at.
I am on Instagram at filmphxography. I take pictures.
Awesome. All right. If you'd like this video and want to support the channel, there are ways to do so. You can follow me on Twitter at Core Productions. You can join the Core Productions Facebook page. You can buy something from the Core Productions store on Zazzle. You can buy me a coffee. You can join the Core Productions membership for 99 cents a month. You can do what is the new thing we're doing now? Thrones. I don't even remember it half the time. And of course, you can like, share, and comment on this video as well as subscribing to the channel and subscribing to Fandom Entanglement as well, because I forgot that's where we are.
That's what we're doing.
As well. And this is Dave, Stacie, and John from Core Productions signing off.